Hey guys, this is Rob from ChainsawGuitarTuition.net. I've been teaching one-to-one now for a number of years, and the same excuses keep being used again and again by different people to explain away why they suck. And usually it's not the same reason as why they do actually suck. So I thought it'd be useful, as this keeps coming up, to do a video to explain this is basically the excuses people make as to why they suck. And I'm going to give you the actual reason why you suck if this is happening to you, okay? Now, this first one is something I hear probably the most out of everything. People say, oh, my hands are just too small. I can't play that chord. I'm never going to be able to play that because my hands are too small. Now, have you seen my hands? My hands are actually quite small for my size. That's a thing that I've got because people say to me, oh, my hands are too small. Oh, compare them to mine. And they find they're not. All right? 90% of the time, people's hands are bigger than mine anyway. So that's not the excuse. So what's the difference between a beginner's hand who doesn't seem to be able to stretch to make a chord and my hand that can stretch easily to make the same chord? It's not genetics. What it is as I've practiced a lot, the muscle across here on my hand, across my fingers, has grown. Now this has widened my hand, enabling me to make better stretches. This is something that happens if you work on a muscle, it grows, right? That's the same with any muscle. If you lift weights with your arms, you get big arms. If you do a lot of jumping, you get big legs. So if you play a lot of guitar, you get big muscles here. If this is happening to you, I'm sorry to say that the solution is practice. The second excuse is related to the first, where people say, my hands are too big or my fingers are too fat. If you find yourself hitting other strings with your fingers because you think they're too fat or your hands are too big to get certain chords, usually this comes down to positioning. I mean, different guitars could make this easier or harder. So if you've got a neck that's quite thin and you do happen to have quite big hands, you might struggle a little bit. But if you have a neck that's wide, it can help you with your bigger hands. But I would work on where you're putting your fingers. Sometimes chords can be re-fingered and sort of mixed around a little bit to help out. There's someone out there with hands that are similar size to yours and can play guitar just fine. So that's not the reason you suck. Number 3, this is to do with bar chords. When people go to do a bar, they often find that the G string is a bit muted. Invariably, people put this down to, oh, there's a ridge in my finger just at that exact point. I can kind of see where you're coming from because there are ridges in your fingers. But if you play bar chords correctly, this won't be a problem. Because I've got ridges in my fingers where obviously where they bend. Everyone's got that, and I managed to play it fine without doing this kind of thing and trying to hold the neck in awkward ways to try and not put your finger over the string just at that point. Now, when you're playing bar chords, you want to put your finger across the fret and then pull it round. So you're pulling the string around and over the fret because the fret is the thing that's actually stopping the string. One more thing with bar chords, fingers naturally want to bend this way, right? And for a bar chord, we want a straight finger. So use the muscle here, or in your arm, that pulls your finger straight and over tense it. So you end up bending your finger in, right? This will overcompensate and compensate you for the natural tendency of your finger to bend like this. So you get a straighter bar. Number 4, people say that if you learn music theory or if you learn proper guitar technique, you become less musical or less creative. To which my answer is no. How can learning something new affect your ability to do something you could already do before you learnt the thing that you just learned? That doesn't make any sense. Surely learning something new can only help you in becoming more musical or more creative. Music theory will also help you to understand how your music works. It'll help you to play songs. It'll help you to write songs. It'll help you to solo to songs. it'll just help you. And techniques, these techniques, the techniques that I teach, there's always a reason. There's always a reason why you do it that way. There are variations on it, but there's generally a reason why I prefer a certain way over a certain other way. You might prefer a different method, but learning about other techniques that might be better than your own, or you might not think they're better, but they might be better, that can only help. And number 5, people say, oh, I'm not naturally talented. Now, this is a kind of a yes and no answer. Maybe you're not naturally talented, in which case you might not find it as easy as someone who is naturally talented. I don't really believe in talent being a massive factor though. Basically, if you listen to music and enjoy music, and you can understand a bit about what's going on, and when I say a bit, I mean you're not just listening to white noise like a tsh, because you don't understand that it's not music. As long as your level's above that, and maybe you can tap the beat, just tap your foot, or sort of bob along a little bit, then you can learn to play guitar. That's about all you need to start. If you like these videos, don't forget to subscribe and share this video with anyone you think might appreciate it. You can also get in contact with me through my website, linked below, for one-on-one lessons through Skype or various different arrangements we've got there. And until then, I'll see you next time. Hey guys, this is Rob.